today on how to resize pictures in Photopea. I'm going to be covering how to crop to specific ratios as well as how to change the resolution on images. This will be really useful for preparing reference photos, but also for submitting artwork for contests and shows. I'm using Photopea because it's free. It's a web app. It is basically like a Photoshop analog, or that's what it's trying to be. Doesn't work as well as Photoshop, but it's also free and it's a web app, so it's available online from whatever machine you've got. So it can be super handy and useful. It's a great program, and I'm grateful for the people who make it and support it. Anyway, the address is photopea.com, as you can see up here. So I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to start by doing a crop. So to crop, we're going to go to this icon right here, and that will bring up our cropping screen. So what we can do when we crop, if we go up here, we can set it to fixed ratio, and then we can crop it to a specific ratio. So for this project that I'm doing now, I want an 8:10. So let's demonstrate how to do that. So I'll put 8 in the width here and 10 in the height. You can also click this to reverse them. And it gives me a box that is 8:10 units, all right? But this is rescalable, so I can change it to any size I want, but it keeps the proportions of the sides the same. So this will always be printable at 8:10, or anything else that's proportional. It could be 20:16 or 4:5 or whatever. So you're gonna kind of select the area you want to crop and get it to where you want it. And once you've got that selected, you'll hit enter, and it crops it for you. If you decide you want to undo something, you can hit Control Z, and that'll undo. That's a good thing to remember. In case you need to undo. I think you can hit Control R. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, so there. Also, you can go into Edit and do Undo, Redo. If you need it that way. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and crop that there. All right, perfect. So there we go. So that's how you do the crop, basically. You want to crop it to the ratio. You can also crop it to the specific size, but that's going to be determined by the image size and resolution, and that gets a little complicated, so ratio is probably your best now. All right, if you get anything like this, you can usually escape to stop it. That's not working right now. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. So next thing we want to do is change the resolution. So a lot of times for show entries specifically, you'll have a set resolution that they want you to submit at and a set size. So we can set those in here by going to image and then image size. So here we can actually change the size of the image. So let's say I want it to actually be 8:10 inches. You can do pixels. You can also do inches. For a lot of the shows, they will want a specific size in inches. So that's what we're going to kind of look at now. All right, so right now I've got it 20 inches wide by 25, almost 26 inches high. So that's a really big image. That's probably much larger than I need, and it's probably taking up a lot more storage space than I want. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it to 8:10, and I'm going to change the DPI. The DPI is also the resolution. It is the pixels per square inch. So there are a couple of fancy numbers to know for DPI. One is 72. 72 is like the proper resolution for viewing an image on a screen. So a lot of times if you're submitting work to a show or a contest, they'll want it at 72 DPI. That's where it's going to show on the screen at the size you've set here, and it will look good still. This is where it will still be a crisp, clear image. Anything lower than this in size or DPI is going to start deresing a little bit and getting pixelated. If you are going to print the image, you want to set this for 300. That's the print DPI. When we print images out, they are a little more detailed. It's a little bit easier to see the pixelation than when we use a screen. The screen operates based on pixels, but printing operates based on ink dots and how big you can make them. So If you're printing it, you want to set it to 300 DPI. If you are just doing it on screen, you'll probably want to set it to 72. You cannot up-res an image, generally speaking. There are ways to do it, but it's a little more complicated than what we're dealing with right now. So I can't start with an 8x10 photo at 72 DPI and set the DPI to 300 and have it magically become crisper and clearer. That only works in movies. You can actually do it with Photoshop now, but it's a little more complex than we have time to deal with right now. And I don't know how to do it. I just know you can't. So anyway, we'll set it to 72. Click. You see it gets smaller on the screen. But in, you can see that it's still crisp and clear. At this point, what you're going to want to do is export it. So you're going to go to File. You're going to go to Export As. You can either do a PNG or a JPEG. Those will usually work. Some shows will require specific formats, but generally speaking, PNG or JPEG works for either. If you have an iPhone, it probably takes photos in an HEIC format. So this is also a tool you can use to convert those into a JPEG or PNG. I mean JPEG or PNG. I'm gonna go with PNG. That's kind of my favorite format right now. And you can name it Uni Baby. And there we go. Click Save. All right, now we've exported it and saved it onto the computer. Unique Baby. I wanted it to be Uni Baby. Whoops, that's all right. It's a unique unicorn. Why not? So there we go. That's how you crop to size and change the resolution on Photopea. And it is not necessarily easy. It can be a little quirky, but it's free and accessible. So I encourage you to use it if you don't have it. Thank you. I hope this is useful. Bye-bye.